Everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. 'Cause they're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na, 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me. Wake up all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hair. But they don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we could do it if we all lend a hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out. They do it every time. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na, 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and we are back for 2022, y'all. I had to take it back. I had to take it back to the original opening, to the original intro. Sometimes, you know what? I felt like it's 2022, and I want to start this year on a positive note. And I was thinking, I love all the comedy. I love all the kicking it. And sometimes, I think like you can set the tone. You can be like, I've decided that I'm not gonna be upset this year, right? Like it's like, and really, can I be honest with you? I really haven't been upset last year. For as crazy as this sounds, last year may have been one of my best years ever in business, and that's including if you take it all in, like this, I did some math, right? Well, literally some math, but figuratively some math. And sometimes if you live in the microcosm of just the day by day, sometimes you don't necessarily get the whole grasp of everything that's going on. And so I just felt like, shout out to my man Ness, shout out to Remy. But I felt like Teddy gave me a little inspiration, and I feel like we need to start this year going forward, going in a positive way, and I don't necessarily, and I gotta be clear with you because I don't feel like I feel like if I was to look back, you might think I was an upset person. That you might not think that I feel like I have been blessed, but I'm going to tell you, I was looking around and I've been blessed. Straight up, I've been blessed. Though, let me just tell y'all, for Christmas, though, my sister stunted. My sister actually stunted. Carrie stunted, too. But Carrie stunted in, like, a low-key, how you stunt, but you got to wait for it to come. Because it's going to be in February. I'm going to be like, Dad! But I'm going to tell you, Riis, it was kind of crazy. I was on the sick and shut-in list. We got a lot to talk about. So that's why I wanted to get it started up today. COVID came back with a vengeance. When I tell you COVID came back with a vengeance, it came back with a vengeance. And it's kind of like, I feel like, you know, this COVID thing, we got to figure this out because I just don't know who to trust now. I don't know who, what, where, when, why, how. We're going to talk about it. But yes, we definitely had COVID came back. Do y'all understand that the COVID is higher in history now than it ever was? We was locked down and couldn't move at 1/4 of where we are now. Now they like, hey man, get back out there. You all good? Hey, you straight. What they say, have some ginger ale, go sit your ass in the corner. They tripping on the COVID. Hey man, you know what it is, man. It's the new year. Let me say what's up, man. Let me say what's up to everybody that's been out there. Y'all been hitting me up on the inbox. Man, you okay? You all right? You. I'm like, man, I needed some time. I needed some time, and I got to be honest with you. COVID stole some of it, stole a big chunk of it. But it's sometimes, you know, you got to sit your ass down. Like, I had me some ginger ale, and I sat my ass down, and I am back. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of all of that. But before we get into it, right, let me say what's up to my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling, man? You back this new year. It's the 3rd of the year. Hold on, let me let y'all know this is not the COVID cough. I already had that. So I just want y'all to be clear. I had my COVID spell. I'm all good. I'm boosted. I'm in the system. I done bought all the way in. We're going to talk about the whole thing because I just got to get, but I got to say what's up to my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling, man? You been gone I've been gone for a minute. You been gone for a minute. I seen you out the window one day. Take the keys, man. Don't get close to the door. But Riis, how you feeling, man? You back for the new years. We got some good things to do today. Some stuff we got to talk about. But Riis, how you feeling, man?
You know I'm blessed by the best. Good to see 2022. You already know the rest. But, you know, it is high. But, you know, they like, hey, man, you either going to take this shot or if you die, you die. And what's crazy is that when we was talking about, I know we want to start on a positive note, but I lost my cousin at 28 to COVID last week, the day after Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like, so, like, COVID is really real out there. And that's why I don't go nowhere. And then it just so happened that somebody was like, you know what, Riis, you used to go, used to be the fun. You so boring now. All you do is stay in the house. And I was like, you know what? I do only stay in the house. And then that happened. And I was like, that's why I don't go outside. And I really only see the same exact people. And that's really it. Because it's serious out here, man.
It is truly serious out here. Do me a favor. I'm going to have you come back. Turn that heat down, though. Because it's like, and crack this door when you come back around because we got to let some of that air. It's hot. And you know I got to sweat hoodie on. Yeah, man. COVID came back with a vengeance. And it's, okay, so it was a year ago today that I came into the station, sat down, and had my coffee, and it didn't taste right. And then I remember trying to wipe down, and I didn't smell the wipe. And I was like, uh-oh. And it was the same day of my big brother DK's funeral. And I was supposed to deliver the eulogy. And couldn't go. And I found out I had COVID. And we shut down. And then it was kind of like we had, right? And it was kind of like the beginning of, I got to say, Riis, it was the beginning of the end. Of the beginning of the end of the new beginning of the whatever happened.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I remember, and it was like, we had the place sprayed down and all of that. And it was just, I just remember being like, man, this stuff is real. Riis, that son of a gun got me again. Fortunately, I'm going to say fortunately I was vaccinated and I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it got me for a few days and then I was back to, you know what I'm saying, moving around. But man, It is serious. It's real out here, Reese. My condolences to you on your loss. And at 28, that's just such a tragic, tragic, tragic loss. And let me tell you, I be feeling like people be around here trying to play like they ain't got it and they know they got it, or they suspicious about they got it. Everybody was sick over this break. Like, everybody I know, like, not everybody I know, but so many people. Tennille wasn't, my mom and them, but they be on, like, the vitamin. They be, like, extra vitamin. My mom be like, I dare COVID to come over here, because my mom would be like, I take zinc and blah, blah. I took all that every day before I told y'all. But I got to tell you, 2021, for all of the loss, I got to tell you, I just keep saying God ain't finished with me yet. And I feel like it just means that we got to maximize our purpose while we're here, bro. It's like we got to maximize. I do feel like we living in a movie. Like some old Planet of the Apes type, like, and then I'm watching all this stuff on TV where they like destroy the democracy of the. It's crazy, man. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. But I'm going to tell you, that's why we had to start this year with a wake up. I didn't want to go backwards. I don't want to, I don't want to. I want to give this year a chance. Now, I don't know. I don't know about y'all and starting it up today. We going to act like it's COVID today, but because today, Reese, all the COVID protocols come into play. If you go to a restaurant, you ain't got no vaccine, you can't come. They ain't even talking about no testing. They like straight up, you ain't got the, Reese, you got the vaccine card?
Yeah, I still got the vaccine card.
You got the, now you know they done stepped it up. Now they talking about you ain't vaccinated if you ain't boosted. They trying to change that. Then they talking about, Reese, you got to show a picture ID to match up with your card to go with your. Can I tell you, Reese? I bit the bullet, dog. I went and got the code. So now I could just flash my phone and just be like, I'm straight. I just said, I'm in. I'm just in it now. It's just like, if it's The Matrix, even though that was the most, like I told y'all, The Matrix had to be the stupidest movies I ever saw in my life, and trying to watch this last one just reiterated how stupid The Matrix was. Just saying.
You know what? I had really forgot. Like, I remember watching them because it was 3 at first, right?
It was like 2. Okay, I saw
the trilogy. By like the third one, when like start off, they was in like the computer. I don't even remember the third one. I vaguely remember like the second one. Everybody remember the first one, but I was like, but that is one bright side to COVID. If you look at bright sides, I do like the fact that some movies do come to your house, which I think they all should at this point. At this point, like, if you're gonna drop a movie, put it out. If you feel like you want to get your full money for it, put it on $30. We used to watch Tyson fight for 2 seconds for $100, so it's okay.
We ain't watching for $100.
But you know what I'm saying?
$35.
It's still though, like.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you what. Did you see Spider-Man?
No, not yet.
Okay, let me just say this. So I feel so bad for my boy, cause like, usually for a Christmas break or something, we like somewhere. We do something, right? Man, dog, he was locked in the basement for 2 weeks. Ducking and dodging. The whole man, Joe. I felt bad. So we finally broke out and went to go see Spider-Man. Like, we wrapped up like 3 masks on our face. And then I bought Reese the 2 seats behind us, the 2 seats in front of us, and the 2 seats on the side of us. So that would be like, we had us like a bulletproof, and people was looking at the seats. I was like, don't sit there. Can't sit there. I bought us like a force field. And we watched Spider-Man. Hey, bro, Spider-Man off the chain. That might be the best Marvel movie I ever saw. Like, I gotta tell you, Reese, that was really a good movie. Anyway, I'm gonna just say this. Thank you to 2021. you know, life happens, and it is the cycle of life. And I think it's what the living make of the time that we have here. And I'm just focused on that this year. Like, man, bro, being focused on what's in front of us, what's powerful, what's, you know what I'm saying? Cause man, you know, you could be mad all day and miss your blessings. So I'm gonna just tell y'all, let's get it. Let's have a great year. That's why, again, we kicked it off with the wake up everybody. You know what, Riis? You gotta find grateful somewhere in there. I'm gonna try and stay a little positive. You know what? Found that Howard Hewitt. And when we take our break at 6:30, you gonna play a song. You can't find it. You ain't got it on the Google, on the if, you know, say what's that? Y'all know what the song is. I need some inspirational music, huh? It's not gonna work. We can't take a break right now. All right. Well, okay. Well, we got time. I mean, I'm good. I could take it. I could roll it. Huh?
Is it called Show Me?
No. What's the one, y'all? The Howard Hewitt song?
Say Amen.
Say Amen. Yeah. Find that one. Okay. Play that one, because then we could play that at our break time, and then we can knock that out. But look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the ruling. Hey, Riis, can we take the plane off? We can't do none of that because you still over there updating? What, see, let me tell you. See? Now, if you stay ready,
I'm going to tell you what's crazy. I actually came through here twice. And when I came through here, because first of all, I came through here to check, make sure no packages, nothing like that. And then I come through, did like a little rundown, and I was messing with the computer. So I tried to have it like ready already, like, yeah, I'm going to come in. Then I come in like mandatory update, like, what?
I was like,
nah, man, I've been through here already a couple of times, you know.
I got you. Sorry. It's the Maze Jackson Show, yo. So we're going to take the plane off in a little while, too. But we're going to get back to that. Look, I'm going to tell you, so we said COVID came back. Did y'all also know we are now officially the murder capital? Like, you know how they used to be like, we ain't really the murder capital. Apparently now we are the murder capital. 797 murders, the highest in 30 years. Man, they saying this rivals the 90s when I still feel like when we was coming up in the 90s, in the late 80s and 90s, it was still more murders. But that's just the fact that we got the most murders. We got 300 more than L.A. and New York. And they saying it's the gangs, Riis. And that's just the ones they classified as homicides. Because, you know, the ones that was iffy, they was like, we ain't going to put that one on the homicide side.
Depending on where they was at, they did. But I feel you. Are you sure we the murder capital? Because, you know, like, I always hear we the murder capital. Then, like, when I go look, it'd be like St. Louis or like Louisville.
Okay,
like,
well, let's look that up. But I'm saying, like,
Louisville.
Louisville. It's three ways you can say. It's Louisville, it's Louisville, and I like when the people be like, Louisville. I'm from Louisville. You from what part? Like, I think what part of it, you know, don't trip on Louisville as we sit up here. You know, Muhammad Ali was from Louisville. You knock your out around these parts. That's why you're knocking people out on the page in the picture here. All right, you know what? Thank you to everybody who reached out over the holiday. Got a lot done. Riis, but this the murderous year. So let's look that up. Can y'all check what your name is of my fact checkers out there in the world? Can y'all check to see? But I'm pretty sure they said we beat New York and LA. 797, bro. That's a lot of dead people. That don't include the shootings. And I think like when you get now that's the ones who died.
Oh, okay. If
you got shot now, and you know, think about now. This is why I know that this is crazy though, because back in the 90s they couldn't save you. They be like, you got hit with some of these bullets, you was just dead, bro. Now they be putting you back together with pieces and parts, and you know they could stitch you back together. You got a colostomy. They didn't start the colostomy bag really till the late to the 2000s, really, because they was like, man, if you lost your guts, you was just dead. Now it's they'll put your guts on the inside, sew you up, put you back outside, you back to shooting in a week. Hey, man, I'm just saying, I can't even trip. No disrespect, but I mean, just think about how bad of a mug you got to be chief in a wheelchair. Riis, you gotta be a bad man. You gotta be a bad man. That's kind of crazy. No, I don't want no problems. But you seen dude in the paper.
Like 7 seconds. Have you ever seen 7 seconds? Remember that movie where like the cop hit the kid? Oh yeah, well that's a good one. It's like a dude. He was like the chief in a wheelchair. So yeah, I like that.
Man, Charlie, that's you bad. You a bad man. Bad man. Bad man. Bad. I ain't even tripping. Let's see what else do I have on my list. Bulls are in the first place in the East, Riis. Like, are we back? Like, are the Bulls back? Is this like real or is this like a fluke? Like, is it gonna pop?
It's real, man. It's gonna be here for years. It's kind of so you know what is real. It's like I want to say the Derrick Rose way, not in the impact way, but in a winning way. Like they're real in the winning way. Like you can see the Bulls be definitely a good team for 5 years.
Okay, so they I hope we can get over the hump somewhere here. And I feel like this is probably the weakest time. Let me not say the weakest. This is probably the prime time for us to be like a solid, because they to me are like a solid team. Team. Right? Like it ain't like, it's like they got 3 legit 25 plus point scorers every night. They getting 75 from 3 people every night.
DeMar is closing off one leg.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Shout out to, and you see, somebody posted the meme, said them old jealous Bears decided since the Bulls been winning, they gonna win the last 2 games. Don't look. No. Like they like sorry, dog. I listening to the Bears broadcast yesterday. Like they, especially if you listen to it on the radio, because I like the radio better than the TV announcers, because the radio is Chicago local. Riis, it'd be like they was like they trying to get rid, like they trying to fire Nagy in the middle of the game. They be dogging them so hard during the game, and Ryan Pace. They
just take a page out of Antonio Brown book and just take all his clothes off and walk out.
Speaking of Antonio Brown, man, what happened? And I'm not tripping. I'm not gonna diss the man. And shout out to Tom Brady. Shout out to Tom Brady, because he's still in, because you know what? Let them get one game away from the Super Bowl, and they lost Chris Godwin and let somebody get hurt. They bringing back Antonio Brown. He
done. He'll never see it. He has and all jokes aside, I know we always say it, but I really do think that he really has like mental problems. You know.
I mean, I'm saying you play football, you have mental problems, bro. It's like Riis. Like Riis, I'm saying you ain't Tom Brady where you ain't a quarterback, you can't get hit. Like I'm telling you, he's displaying the signs of CTE.
He definitely like
you can't hate on him, man. Like I feel like if a football, we should just be happy they ain't snap. A lot more people ain't snap like that. Like honestly, bro, like when you saw like when Junior Seau puts a gun to his mouth and kills himself, like there's something going on with the brain rattling. You can't like a wild and crazy man on the field and then be like, oh, he could always just turn it off. I got so many things I wanted to speculate on that, but I can't. So I'm not going to. But look, y'all, it is the Mace Jackson Show. I see Riis is somewhere getting close to where we need to be, so I could take me a quick breath. You know, it's like I've been off for a minute. So, you know, it's like you got to get you some endurance. Let me see what else I got on my list. Hey, but before we went out, let me tell you some of the things that we did. I want to make sure. Shout out to everybody who took the concealed carry class.
Were you able to finish?
Yep. Booga, 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 booga.
Better watch out for Mace Jack on the street.
Oh, Charlie.
Better watch out.
Charlie, you better watch out. Hey, man, and as soon as you tell somebody you getting your concealed carry, you know what the first thing they do, Riis? They start sending you all these guns. They send you all these guns that you should, man. And what is it once you buy a gun, like you got to buy like 20?
It's an addiction. That's how my brother is.
Dog, it's like I promise you, like my man called me up, he was like, hey, man, I know you got your concealed carry coming. Here, let me send you this link. Man, he sent me this link, bro. It was like 3 million guns. I was like, how you pick? Man, he be like, get on the floor, Riis, I learned how to do. Hey, Mark, hey, Q, come on, send that scholarship money. Somebody was waiting on their scholarship. Riis, we had black trainers, but then they had, the white boy came, they called him Tommy. Like he was from Ghost and Power and Tommy. The white boy with the good, the white boy add the twinge are crazy. Right? Like the black dude who was doing the class, right? He got you all straight. He all straight and proper. But then the white guy was talking like the white guy when you gonna shoot somebody. He was like, this how you gonna do it. Get on fire! Riis, I was ready, boy. Hey, man, you should see. I got video. You should see your boy Devin pulling out his pistol. Then it's like the cool killers. The people who, hey, man, don't make me shoot your ass. It's crazy. All right, look, Riis. You know what? I forgot. We got to say what's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM who is tuning in with us as well. Y'all, welcome back. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Hey, man, I'm going to have to charge them for the reruns. Because I noticed I was listening to the beat. I was in the car. I was trying to get me some gospel liberation. I turned on and I'm listening to me and Ruthie. And I'm saying to myself, hey, y'all charge me for this. So what do I get to charge y'all back? Hey, man, I'm going to tell you, the church folks, and can I tell you something? I studied a lot of the analytics. This is going to be bad. This is a good thing, this is a bad thing. You got time and then you start looking at stuff. So I was looking at stuff, y'all, and the analytics say the more radio you got, the less viewers you got, which I guess you could tell. But we peak as soon as we turn off the radio, the numbers shoot up. And it's funny because I feel like the most content is in the 7 o'clock hour, but we get... Anyway, I done been learning so much all over this whole break. I've been studying. I've been looking at the little toolbox and everything else. Facebook trying to trip out. YouTube, everybody trying to make you do some of this, some of that. You got the... It's getting a little overwhelming at some point. We're going to talk about all of that, though, because, y'all, it's going to be... We back yet? We ready? You still ain't... So as soon as you give me my song, I'm going to take me a quick break. All right, let me say what else did we leave off on, though, before we get out of here. So we finished the concealed carry class. We're going to have another one. I think that we're going to have those once a month, where you can sign up once a month, and then we're going to start doing continuing training as well. So if you want to learn how to roll around, shoot down, get down, go. I learned that at the game, at the thing. I know the pistol grip, the hole, you dig. All right, y'all. We're going to do a little bit. We're not going to be playing a lot of promos and stuff today. We're going to play some interludes, couple songs. Riis, you're going to have to be with me on the cues. We're going to play a little bit of... We're going to try and keep it positive this morning. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. And let's go ahead, Riis. Let's kick this off.
We'll have our second time around. But before you go, there's something I'd like to say. Everything's not what it seems. There's a stronger force behind the scenes. He's in our lives every day. He's right there when we call. In him is where my strength lies. I lift my eyes beyond the skies. Only he can save my life, and only he can hear my cry. I wanna thank you, God, for giving me one more chance. gave me your love. You gave me your son. Now I say amen.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule in the building, and y'all, this is I feel a little inspirational today. So I just wanna I wanna keep it positive. I'm happy to be back. Happy to be sitting in the chair. Welcome this new year, 2022. It was funny, man. I was having a good old time. You know what I'm saying? You know, on the way out of let me back up. Riis, I'm going to try and get back on schedule this year because I went off the rails last year. I just said forget every rule, So let's do this. We got through all the headlines. What we did not do was take the soul plane off. You got the toolbox ready?
I think I got something for you. Found something.
All right, so let's do this. Let's get the soul plane off the ground for the first time in 2022. Riis, let's get this thing.
It's a new plane. I don't know.
You know, I don't be knowing about these new engines. But all right, I'm going to let you take us off. Let's get this thing up and away. It's 2022. Okay, I'm all right. That's the big body.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's the big body. We up and away. We take it. Hey, man, we might be on the Maze Jackson SpaceX. We might, you know, the billionaires done upped it. They done stopped going. Did you watch Don't Look Up?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, bro, you got to watch these billionaires. That's why you got your ass ate up, though. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to curse. Let me say good morning to the WBGX 1570 AM audience. I want to tell y'all, thank y'all so much. Thank you to everybody who has been with us, who rocks with us on Facebook, YouTube. Hey, can I tell you analytically? Y'all probably, and nobody probably realizes this, Riis, but guess what? YouTube is actually bigger than Facebook live viewership. Like,
yeah, a lot of people do like that. Like, when you used to tell them, they be like, I can watch it on YouTube too.
Consistently, like because I get all the comments from Facebook, and I think because I started in Facebook, I haven't read. But YouTube, shout out to everybody on YouTube who is viewing, who is watching, because sometimes the numbers become deceptive when you're looking at the screen on Facebook and not realizing that there's a whole new universe. And shout out to everybody who is on Twitch. Twitter, y'all don't be watching too tough. I'm about to go to LinkedIn too. We gonna hit everything. We gonna do. Look, y'all, it's a little bit more thing. A lot in my toolbox this year. A lot more expansion of the Maze Jackson Show coming up this year. So y'all make sure y'all rock with us because we got a lot going on. All right, Riis, we got the soul plane up in the air, but let's do this. It's also time. Maybe you can find the big voice somewhere in there because I got some. I want to ask. I got a social media question. So you got it in there? You ain't got it? Good Lord, what done happened, man? You done lost your bag of tricks. I done went on vacation. Let me do it there.
The computer said, new year, new me. I don't know what.
Oh, Lord. All right, well, here. Let me do this. And now for the social media question of the day. Does Chicago feel different to Chicagoans right now? I was thinking about Chicago, and they were talking about, like, the number of shootings, killings, murders. Like, Riis, I don't know if you saw the video of the Chicago Blackhawks players that were cars that were stolen in the valet, where they literally went to the valet and just told the valet, give us the keys to the cars as they was pulling them up. And they stole a Porsche Panamera, black, just like mine. I swear I seen them. Now I know that dude that be driving through the neighborhood. Riis, he be mad when he see my car too. He looked the other way. Cause you know he only got it's only two of us in the neighborhood. So he always want to look the other way. But now I know it's one of the Chicago Blackhawks. Look, Riis, they pulled up on the valet and said, yo, just give me the keys. Then I don't know if you saw the story of the West Town judge who was carjacked outside of her house. Riis, but they let her take her 3-year-old child out. Like they like courteously taking your car now. And I was just wondering, does Chicago feel different to Chicagoans? Does it, Riis? You know, I think that there's times when people be like, "Oh, it's all our imagination." But something, Riis, about what is going on right now feels different to me. I never forget when y'all showed me the EBK, everybody killers. And then, you know, they was like, anybody. When I realized things was going a little crazy, was probably at the Tyshawn Lee moment. Where they took the little 7-year-old boy, 10-year-old boy in the garage, and they was going to torture him and shoot him and kill him up and all that. And I was just like, okay, we're a little bit different now. And I feel like I haven't been, it's like I'm not shocked. I really was thinking, like, when I went to the grocery, like, I really, like, the whole head on the swivel thing, Riis, is at a whole new level, because I don't feel like there's really any place in Chicago you can go without feeling like you really could get it. Like, when they are pulling up to the restaurants at the valet and being like, yo, let me get the, like, let's cut out the middleman. Go get this car, bring them to me, and we gonna let you live. So this is what I want you to do, Riis. I want you to open up the phone lines. Man, I want to talk to the people anyway. So if you out there and you haven't talked to us and you just got something you want to say, you want to get it off your chest, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Look, Riis like, we moving quick. Like, you know, on the first day back, you know, when you come to school on the first day back and the teacher be like, we got a quiz.
She got a homework for you.
You got a quiz? Dog, what you mean we got a quiz? I told you to read over the summer. Over Christmas break, you came back, first day from Christmas. You saw the syllabus, right?
You ain't get no gifts, huh?
Syllabus. Hold on. I was passing out Christmas gifts. Mugs, you know, I ain't gonna even say, you know how you send a person a Christmas gift, they don't even acknowledge you send them a Christmas gift. It's okay, though. It'd be okay, because then it'd be like, then nobody ever say Maze was a cool dude. He just sent, no. It's okay, though. It's okay.
You know what? When you send people gifts on like Cash App or something, hey, they just don't be seeing this. So they don't be looking.
Okay, yeah, but when you do, you supposed to be like, thank you.
Them, you know,
it's all good. It's all good. Look, this is how millennials do you. They send a heart. They tag. They don't even type a message and be like, thank you. They just be like, let me just put a little heart by your check your Cash App.
And that's like a
damn no,
oh
hell no, I don't want that. Nah, kid, don't be sending me no hearts, no. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show, and I want to talk to y'all because I want to know this shit. Is it just me or does Chicago feel different? I feel like it just feels a little different.
Yeah, the cold gone. You know, like I said, I think I grew up in like the last generation of where we actually had cold, but it was like you know, like falling off. You know, you can really tell some people had it, some people didn't, and that's what it is. It's really no cold. I keep trying to tell everybody
What you mean no cold?
Ain't no cold. So like you said, it's like no cold in the street. It's like no. It's
like,
you know,
I thought you was like cold, like
no,
COLD.
Like cold, you know,
there is no like right.
So the big homies is the little homies. You know, you walking around to somebody that's 50, you see somebody that's 25. Yo, man, what's up, big homie? It's bad. It's bad. There's no accountability. You know, then we got songs out there. You listen to songs, you know, I got somebody like...
Hold on. Don't wait. Hold on, Riis. Hold on. You can't be condemning the lifestyle. Come on, man. It's what it is. They just telling the stories of the streets. It can't be influencing these people.
Definitely is, man.
Riis, what? Wait. So do y'all think Chicago is different? Like, I do feel completely like Chicago is like like when you say you know how they talk about you let a frog sit in a pot of boiling water and you keep turning it up and he don't realize he's boiling until it's too late. I feel like I feel like the city is bubbling over right now. And I don't feel like there's any end in sight. Riis, over the break, check this out. Saturday night of the Big Jam, I was coming home and I got on 290. Well, I was coming around 290, right? And as I was coming around 290, I realized that the traffic was backed all the way off. So I got off and went on to the Congress and then came back around. And instead of coming on the Congress, I got off at Morgan, right? Because, Riis, did you know that in the middle of the expressway, in the westbound lanes, they was the Chargers was doing burnout spinouts on the expressway. Like on the expressway. No, I'm talking about like all four lanes. Like traffic stopped.
Heading west?
Headed west. Traffic stopped. And they doing circles and burning out circles in the middle of 290, bro.
No, you know.
Riis, no, it's video of it. It's video of it. Riis, I was reading a post from the city treasurer. She said she was sitting at a stoplight. A car next to her pulls off, busts a circle U around them, and starts busting his gun in the air and drives off. Riis, it was funny on New Year's Eve. We start hearing the blah, 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 blah. And Carrie runs to go look at the fireworks. I'm like, baby, that's not fireworks. She like, wait, they in the lot next to, right. That's not fireworks. Riis, and then to know that the city spent $10 million on fireworks for New Year's Eve. Riis, what is different about Chicago right now? Or am I crazy? Am I just letting the media hype me up? Or is it Chicago? Is it something different about Chicago right now? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Or if you just got something you want to say, you missed us, you want to talk to us, give us a call. I want to hear from you, though. Riis, do you feel like Chicago is there? And they say it's the gang. Riis, I don't know that it's the gangs.
I want to say it's just the gangs because, to be honest with you, I know a lot of people, and I'm probably people that claim that they're in the gang 90% of the time. They really not. They claim the gang, but they really haven't done the appropriate things to get into the gang. So they be like, I'm a foe, but they really just, they family is. So I wouldn't say it's the gang. I just believe that just a new generation, man, they out here, it's really different. Like I remember my parents used to always say how they grew up and stuff like that. Like I look at that now, like, man, like it's really different out there, and we really just lost like respect amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. Like I said, man, I wouldn't say it's the gangs or anything. I'm trying to tell you, I just people trying to put an image on. They trying to persuade something that they not. And to be honest, it do be the music, man. Be the music. I want to shoot you. It be Instagram. It be society, Instagram, all that. You be seeing people who do that, toting guns in there, trying to be. It just be a lot of stuff.
I don't be seeing that on my Instagram.
Yeah,
Dude, I be trying to find, like, my Instagram don't work like that. My Instagram, I be like, boy, this is a pretty boring Instagram, right? I be looking like, they be like, I be like, I don't got no Instagram models. I don't got no, right? I be looking like, my Instagram be like baby pictures of somebody children's and, right? And it be like old people going to events like, look, I got Instagram. Riis, this, I just gotta ask y'all, does it feel different in Chicago? And is it good? Is it a good difference? Is it a bad difference? You know, people talk about like the Daily Era, and you know he was a criminal and he was a. Look, is it better or worse now? We lost our vibe. Is it better or worse now? In Chicago, like, I don't know, Reese. I just feel like this is not the city that I knew. And I feel like when they get it back, it's not going to be the Chicago of Chicagoans. $10 million on fireworks downtown, Reese, in the midst of this.
Sound about Chicago, right?
Does it really, though? Like, okay, I got to ask you. Okay, you know, we're going to talk about COVID and all that good stuff when we come back. Look, y'all don't want to talk to us. Y'all don't want to tell us whether y'all feel like Chicago different. It's all right. Look, Reese, what you got in there on the comeback? Maybe we need like a, let me see, you got some Grateful in there somewhere? You probably should be, find, you know what? Do the Commodore's Jesus is Love. That'll be a good one. We're going to do that. We're going to take a quick break. And then I'm going to say what's up to some of the people that's out there. Shout out to, is my girl Constance Foster out there? Is she telling all the people welcome back? I said, hey, I be seeing some of y'all. You know what? Y'all know I was around here looking on Facebook. I've been seeing y'all around here sneaking around. Hey, I'm going to tell y'all, though. I did feel kind of funny, like a kind of way when, you know, like when you, I'm not going to, see, I said I was going to leave it all alone. Look, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I want to know, is Chicago different? Do you feel like Chicago is different right now? It doesn't, and I guess I'm talking to Chicagoans. I feel like there is no sense of order anywhere in the city right now, and the whole concept of anybody can get it, there's no safe place. Reese done broke my computers, y'all. He around here, he done broke all the stuff. The phone line is busy because people say they want to call, and Reese trying to hold out. That's all right. See, this what happened, right? See, on the let me stop. I'm not even talk smart. I do gotta say this though. Y'all give us a call, 872-259-7474. We gonna find those phone lines. We gonna get those going because I want to talk to y'all. I feel like I haven't heard from y'all in a minute, but we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna go with Jesus is Love.
Father, help your children and don't let them fall by the side of the road. And teach them to love one another, that heaven might find a place in their heart. 'Cause Jesus is love. He won't let you down, and I know He's love forever in my heart. We've got to walk on through temptation, 'cause He's love, and His wisdom will be our helping hand. And I know the truth, and His word will be our salvation. Lift up our hearts to be thankful and
down in my soul. Jesus, His love, oh yes He is. He won't let you down, and I know He's mine, oh mine, forever. In my heart, help me. I know, His love, the power, His love, the glory, forever. I wanna follow your star wherever it leads me. I don't mind, Lord. I hope you don't mind. I wanna walk with you, talk with you, do all the things you want me to do. 'Cause I know that Jesus is love. I know that. Turn your life around. Jesus. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Who'll pick you up? Ooh, when you fall. Who'll stand beside you? Who'll love us all? Yeah. Jesus. One thing I want to say, who can heal your body? Who can make it strong? Who can help you to hold out a little while longer? Ooh, yeah. Jesus loves you. Jesus wants you. If you're calling, He will answer. Call Him in the morning. Call Him in the evening. Call Him in the midnight hour.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I know y'all like, dang, where is this ain't what I'm used to. Y'all was like, there on there. I feel like we need a little inspiration to kick off the first of the year. So you know what? I'm gonna look for you next. Reese, I want to hear James Cleveland, No Ways Tied. Right? That's gonna be my next interlude. But I gotta say what's up to everybody who is tuning in, watching, and rocking with us this morning. I want to say I am happy and honored to be back. Sometimes you gotta take some time off so you can learn to appreciate what you got. And I appreciate y'all being here every morning. Let me say what's up to some of the people that are watching. I see Ina F. Miller, Sharon Lyles, Oscar Smith, Shoshana C. Teachers, Boosie. Boosie, don't make me. I've been seeing you around here. I saw it though. No, I'm just playing. Shout out to my girl Boosie. Shout out to Constance Foster, the official greeter of the Maze Jackson Show. James Say. Shout out to Marjorie L. Tatum. Shout out to Devin. Shout out to Tiger Lily. Shout out to Laverne Smith. Constance Foster. Who I got? Dawn Johnson. Sharon Ugochi. Sharon, you keep my inbox and my text full. We got vaccine information out the world. Felicia Simmons Stovall, thank you. Teresa Williams. Carol Zwiazek. I messed that up. Shout out to Terry Sterling. Dr. Audrey. Congratulations to Dr. Audrey. Y'all see she like the president. She is the chairman of the board. We're going to have her come on and talk about her Physicians Association as well. Also, y'all, I need y'all to tell me about some people who we need to be talking to. I've been trying to figure out how do we speak to more people who are doing good things in our community. You know, people you should know. Shout out to Dr. Audrey Tanksley, Jerry Gibson, Jeff Rollins. Shout out to Brandy Dyes. Shout out to my boy. Shout out to Aunt Tennille. Tennille, I'm old school on the gospel. Don't be playing with me. Shout out to Henry Hartsfeld, Sharon, Hassan, Hassan El Hameen. Shout out to Zaviola Coleman, Martha Reed, Brandon Tomlin. What up, dog? Brandon, I think the snow time is coming back. You better reach out to Madam Presidente, because I know she is. It's between you and Willie Preston, but I think you got it last year, so why don't you just reach out to her regarding snow removal. Shout out to Anthony West. What's up, brother? Appreciate you out there. Devin Gordine. Hey, y'all, shout out to Devin, who is the biggest Bears troll in the history of Bears trolls, and I'm just telling y'all, do not fall for it. Do not fall for it. Shout out to Jonathan Boston, Ronald Rualak. Did I get everybody? John. Shout out to John for all the people that are tuned in on the radio. John Austin. Yes. So thank y'all for tuning in this morning. I'm gonna try and get some more of you all as well. Dr. Audrey, I gotta get you. Oh, shout out to James Big Slim Davis. He like Facebook won't accept his. He about to call and curse y'all out. Riis, you ain't got the phones working yet. Phones up. Anybody on that line? Y'all want to talk to us? Give us a call. 872-259-7474. Oh, I got to be quiet. Then I'll be talking again. All right. Hey, Edward, don't nobody care if you from Pittsburgh talking about the Bears. Shout out to Salim Muwakil in the world. You know what I'm saying? Salim be trying to be philosophical on y'all sometimes. Oh, shout out to James on Twitch. All people, shout out to everybody on Twitch. Shout out, I guess I got to say what's up to all the YouTubers too. Let me say, okay, hold on. Shout out to JB Allen, Crime Zone Wolf, Playtime, Yogi Clay, Kathy Wiley. You wearing me out, bro. You wearing me out, man. Okay, I'm going to start doing y'all like James. Did you see how James Brown used to be fine? Be like, that's a fine. That's a fine, right? Then by the time you get through, you be working for me. Right? All right. Shout out to Cassandra J. Red. Shout out to The Main. We the Brutes. Bev D. Shout out to Daryl Murray. LH. Shelly M. Daryl Murray. Oris Williams. Alvin E. Norton. Alvin, you be everywhere. Alvin tried to ask about the private club the other day. He was like, young people. I'm like, you are not young people. Shout out to Erica Burton, who had been practicing her meme mug the whole week. Sister E. Let me see who else is out there. Shout out to Sheila. Antoinette Vashti. Okay, I see you. Lorenzo. Anyway, I got to get all the people. We're going to start. Riis, we're going to have like a shout out thing. Hey, can I tell y'all also, did y'all watch Street Gang? If y'all have HBO, check out Sesame Street. Check out Street Gang, How We Got to Sesame Street. Can I? Okay, I know this is going to be off the subject. How many of y'all remember Sesame Street? How many of y'all grew up with Sesame Street? Did you know that Sesame Street was built to target black kids who were staying at home? Y'all got to watch that special on HBO, and I feel like somebody has to help me find the complete collection of Sesame Street in the 70s, because I got to get it for my granddaughter. Did you, I really did not realize how much Sesame Street meant to me as a child. And me and Carrie watched it, and we sang every dang song. I learned how to read from that show. Okay, so like watching that, they were like, it was literally like unbelievable watching that. it drew so much out of me as a kid. Can I, y'all know I love telling y'all about things to watch. That Sesame Street documentary, if you grew up in the 70s or 80s, you are going to be amazed at how much Sesame Street was integrated into your life and how it was planned. And I almost feel like I feel like they did it. They knew what worked and then they cut it off. Kind of crazy. All right. I'm sorry to have gone off on a tangent. I did see a lot of stuff while I was on break. I'll tell y'all about that. Y'all watching Yellow Jackets? Lord. All right, is the phone lines open? Ain't nobody. Y'all better call and say what's up. Y'all miss y'all. Riis trying to sabotage me, man. He tried to turn it off when everybody had something to say because I wanted to know if Chicago was different. And y'all was like, Star, I know you was calling. You can call us. And I ain't talked to any of y'all in a long time, so give us a call. 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Riis, yes, I did see Don't Look Up. Salim, that was excellent as well. We'll talk about. Man, I'm going to just do, like, movies. Like, I'm going to do a show about just the shows that I watch. We got to have a TV show. All right. Let me move on. All right, it is 7 o'clock. Riis, I'm going to move on to my next topic. COVID protocols kick in today. The COVID protocols kick in today. On indoor venues. Riis, you up yet? First of all, let me say that so we're clear, COVID right now is higher than it's ever been in the history of COVID in this country. Riis, why does it feel like we're acting completely different? It felt like when COVID did, like we in the 20s%. It used to be like the ones and twos and they was shutting the whole world down. Now, so I don't know if you all saw the mayor announced the COVID protocols that said that starting January 3rd. Now, she did this before Christmas. So she said, y'all go out to the malls, y'all go shop, y'all go spread it out, y'all go everywhere else. And then after y'all do all y'all kicking it, you on punishment. And you're not really on punishment. What she has said is, Riis, that now COVID mandate, you can only go to venues, Riis, if you are vaccinated. Which means that you have to show proof of ID, proof of vaccination to go to a restaurant, a bar, a gym, or any place that sells food or drinks indoors. Now, Riis, that's kind of crazy to me. Well, let me back up. They are saying that you have to have a photo ID along with a proof of your vaccination that must match. Now, you can show a digital picture of your vaccine. You can have the actual card that you took, or it has to be, or you can have the smart health card. Riis, this is a slippery slope to me. I say this is a slippery slope, Riis, because my concern is that we are setting up first of all, just so y'all know, that's not a COVID cough. COVID cough is dry. That's a moist cough. Riis, do you, first of all, let me ask you a question. Do you feel like this makes sense? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I want to know what your thoughts are on the COVID protocols. So, Riis, you cannot go into a venue, a restaurant, a place without proving that you are vaccinated. Now, how does that work? And here's the crazy part. The person that is checking you for vaccination does not have to be vaccinated. So you can work in a restaurant and show proof of test, but to sit down, eat at the restaurant, you have to show your proof of vaccination. Do you think that's reasonable? Yes or no?
Gotta be. I mean, either that or, I mean, I don't know, like.
But even if you are vaccinated, you can still get COVID. Now, the purpose of the vaccination is not so that you don't get it. The purpose of it is so that you don't go to the hospital, because right now the hospitals are overflowing.
And I think that's kind of what it is, like, and that's kind of what persuade people not to get it. Like, I'm putting something in my body that's not even going to prevent me from getting this anyway, so I can get it anyway. But what it does is it limits you from being on that ventilator or receiving those real far dramatic symptoms. You know, you can like catch it and it's nothing more than a common cold, or you can catch it and it can knock you out cold, literally. So, you know, with them is like, you know, pick your poison. So it's kind of the government forcing you to say, okay, well, if you don't want to do it, then you stay confined to your area. Then if you want to come and eat, then you got to like do this, do that. You know,
but you can't come eat and sit down if you don't have a sit down option. You can't. That testing doesn't count. You can't test into a restaurant. You cannot show a negative COVID test and still sit down. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Do I think that this is part of the whole you did? I do. But guess what, Riis? I'm finna go to the restaurant. So let me ask a question. Will the mandate will you go and get the test? I mean, get vaccinated. Will that force you to get the test? Will not being able to go to a restaurant be enough to make you go get the shot? Then the other question I got is, what constitutes vaccinated? Because now they're changing what constitutes being vaccinated is.
So it's just a card. You just show them a card.
You have to show them the card. It has to match your ID. But some restaurants are now saying that if you aren't boosted, you're not vaccinated. So the crazy part would be now, if you don't have 3 shots instead of 2, some restaurants are saying you can't come in. But who is doing the time measurement? Right? Because if you just got the shot in the first, so if you were in the city and you were mandated to get the shot and you just got it November 1st and you took the 2 doses, does that restaurant get to say, well, you can't come because you're not vaccinated? You're not fully vaccinated? Who makes that? And Riis, can I tell you what? Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you, Riis. I've been to a few places, and there are some people in this world, some smaller than me, some much bigger than me, who are like, F that mask. Right? And I was just looking at one dude at the restaurant, and I was thinking to myself, I should tell him to pull his mask up, right? And then you know what came to my mind, Riis?
Mind your business, man.
Mind your own business.
Pull your mask tight.
I pulled my mask tighter in there, put a second one on, and minded my business. Because I could clearly see he was waiting for somebody to dare him to pull up his mask.
Let's leave that at $7.97, okay?
Riis. So I'm just saying, so what happens? No, really. What happens when somebody come and sit down at the restaurant? Because they were saying like, so they was pointing out the difference between like a Lou Malnati's and say a Manny's. Lou Malnati's got that station where they stop you before you can go seat. But what happens when you walk into the restaurant and somebody say to you after you done ordered your food, sir, can I see your vaccination card? Riis, Whose job is that? You got to hire somebody just to do that. Somebody big or somebody with a gun. And don't let it be a black person trying to tell a white lady she can't sit down. So the social media, not the social media question of the day. So I got to ask y'all, give us a call, 872-259-7474. What do you say about the mandate? Any calls on that line, Riis? Give us a call, 872. Who's on the line? Caller, are you there? Uh-oh.
Good morning, Maze.
Good
Star.
Good morning. Who is this?
Star.
Hey, Star. You did say the lines was busy. I knew she was on the line, Riis. What's up, Star? How you feeling this morning?
I'm doing great, Maze. You know, I know that I missed you when I was in the shower yesterday singing "What's in it for the black people." I knew, man. I was ready this morning. You know, I got my gear.
You ready? You got your "What's in it for the black people" hoodie on too this morning. You rocking with us?
I had to rock with you, Maze. We twins this morning, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. Make sure you take a picture and tag me in the post. All right, so Star, let me ask you a question. Where you at with this vaccine and the vaccine mandate?
So look, I'm at this place of ask for me and my household.
Okay.
I'm like you, Maze. I can't control what everybody else do, but I can control what goes on with me. So I think that the mandates are a good thing. I think, like you said, it's a slippery slope. But people we do know are putting up those vaccine cards. Like I had a friend that did a dinner for 12 people. And she went down the list until she could see if they were vaccinated and make sure that everybody, 8 people out of 12 got COVID. So somebody lied.
Ooh.
So it's really hard to put rules in place around this thing. You have to be smart, diligent, and do the best you can to make sure you stay safe.
Okay. So let me ask a question. Star, are you going, so you all in on the vaccine, so are you going to get boosted and are you going to register for the Illinois Department of Public Health vaccine card? Have you seen the digital card that they have?
I have not seen the digital card, but I will say that I went to a wedding in Atlanta back in August, and they had what was called the digital pass system. So I am familiar with having to have digital cards and things like that. But then when you talk about that slippery slope, everybody doesn't have access to all of those things. You know where I'm going with that? Everybody can't have all of that stuff.
So
then you start blocking out some people who may be following the rules, but just don't have access to all of those tools.
Okay. All right. That's a fair. I'm going to say this, though. I think almost everybody now has a cell phone, right? And I think almost everybody has, not that many people got a flip phone. So I do hear you.
Well, here's what you do, though, Maze. Here's what you do. Like, since we've been in COVID, the 2 most heavily impacted areas for minorities in Chicago have been education and healthcare. And we don't. My cousin went to Morehouse, and when they sent all of those kids home, his roommate who lived in Chicago, his roommate did not have a laptop and did not have Wi-Fi in the house and always depended on the library, Starbucks, etc., in order to have access for the education. So, those of us who have, and I know you know this, Maze, we're talking about people going to Lou Malnati's or Smith and Walensky, places like that. Yeah, okay, so you're going to have, right? But that's not, it's a lot of people in the urban areas who do not have access.
Okay.
And I'm just always conscious of that.
I honor that. And I honor that they don't always have the access to the computer. Thank you, Star, for calling. Appreciate you. We got more callers. Look, y'all. So I ain't gonna even lie. So here's what was crazy to me. You know how you got that written card, Riis? You know how they give you the card? I'd be like, I feel like anybody can knock this card and pull it up, right? Did you know that like actually that card and all of that stuff is registered to your name? So I yesterday went on the site, on the Illinois Department of Public Health site, because I was thinking, all right, man, they're going to try and figure out a way to use these cards to say that this ain't your card so you can't come in, right? Or something along the lines where they're going to be like, this is a counterfeit card or whatever. Riis, I went online yesterday, and within 3 minutes, I got the digital pass, right? That then is connected to Apple. And then Apple sent me a note that said you want to put it in your wallet, so anytime you go somewhere, you don't got to do it. And Riis, when I put it in there, it had all 3 of my shot dates in there, and it's like you get I'm covering up the thing, but they got like a little scan thing now where you could put it on your phone, and the person with an iPhone can tell if you got it or not. Bam! It's right there.
And is that like a barcode that you hiding, or like a picture?
Yeah,
or something?
it's one of them square things. You know, where you put the square thing on, and then it pull up and it say Maze Jackson. It say check, check, check. And I was just thinking to myself, Riis, how crazy this is. And the funny part of it all is that I was saying to myself, well, man, if I register for this, I'm going to be the man going to and guess what? It's like they already got it. They already got it. Like you can avoid the code, the pass, to put it and say you can avoid wanting to have your information, but they can punch your number on your card in and get the same information. I was just thinking, Dad, what the hell happened to HIPAA? Right? You know, the health, because now it's like you're going to have to be walking around with your, in a minute. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's take another quick break. Riis, you find my song? The James Cleveland song? Right? I don't. Or you could do, Lord help, what's the gospel clefs. Do the gospel clefs. Do the gospel clefs. So it's like I was feeling to myself, like with this, was I going to submit to the man? And was I going to get this code and do it? Because once I put it in there, then they're going to have my information. Well, guess what, Joe? Like, even though they gave you a handwritten code, a handwritten card, they straight up got you in the digital system. You in the matrix already. So are you going to get the card? We're going to talk about it after we take this quick break. You find the gospel clefs. Huh?
Open our eyes.
Yep, that's it. Ready? Let's do that, and then we're going to take a quick break. In 5, 4, 3, 2. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Coming in just a second. It is the Maze Jackson Show. And once again, my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, on top of it. Look. Y'all, we gonna find them again. So let's see. They're gonna find for the next one. It's all good though. They already got you in the system though, yo. Just in case you don't know. So like, even when them people be like, "Let me see your card," they can check it out. All right, let's do this.
Open eyes, that we may see to follow thee, Lord, grant us thy loving peace, and let all dissension cease. Let all faith each day
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. That's a tribute to the cool gent, Herb Kent. Used to close his show out. Thank you, Erica, for that reminder. Love that song. Used to hear it in the house cleaning up on Sunday. Speaking of radio legends, the great Harold Lee Rush. You may have known him, Doug Banks fame. Has poured into so many Chicago radio personalities. He passed away. And John Hall Jr. Passed away. And, you know, there are people who were impactful in your life at an early part of your career. Sometimes you may have lost touch with them, but you never forget who they were. John Hall Jr. represented Arista Records at the height of Arista, right? And I was a promotions assistant at V103, and he took some interest in me as a young guy, and I was always trying to be an entrepreneur, and he started a bus company, and he hired me to write his first business plan. It was my first $2,500 check for writing. Like, I didn't have to do, like, I was like, wait, you gonna pay me $2,500 to write a business plan? And he actually paid me $2,500. And I remember that $2,500 was I remember when we deposited that in the bank. And the first thing we bought everybody on our team was a two-way pager. Right? And it was me, Big Swill, Chili, and Marcy. And I bought them, they had the little two-ways, though, not the big one. I had the time port. Well, I mean, yeah, I paid for it, right? And it was like, but you can imagine when they came to the joint and everybody opened up their box and they had their own baby time port, they was like, Dad, we in the game. So shout out to, rest in peace to John Hall Jr., also to Harold Lee Rush, who passed away. Betty White passed away. I don't understand what the fascination is with black people and Betty White. I don't.
Music. I like the music though.
No. That's
really
Betty
do.
Wright. You're talking about Betty Wright, not Betty White.
So yeah, how much I was paying attention to.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. You know what? Go ahead, find that one though. You can find the Golden Girls theme song. I guess did black people watch the Golden Girls? I think we all watched the Golden Girls at some point. Probably. Did you, Riis? Did you watch the Golden Girls? I used to watch the Golden Girls at 10 o'clock on the weekdays when you was out of school and there was nothing on in between. And then that's when you know who I like, the little lady, the old lady. She was the craziest one. But Betty White, listen to me doing Riis, passed away. Riis, you got a song up there? See if you can find the Golden Girls theme song. We can go ahead and give up. Yeah, go ahead. Come on. Travel down the road and back again. Heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Turn it up, son. If you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
She looks so old in this picture, but really she was only 25, y'all.
Hey, man, I'm sorry if y'all was mad all the time. Hey, man, some of y'all, stop fronting. Y'all know y'all watch the Golden Girls, and black people cared about, I'm just telling y'all, black people was all on the timeline talking about
Right.
Betty White, and I was completely thrown off. Who was the one that was the hoochie? The one that she slept with everybody. She was living up her. Hey, man, I don't care if y'all. I'm sorry. I watched Cheers too, and Seinfeld, and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yep, I watched them all. Hey, Riis, but I want to go back to this vaccine mandate. Let's go to the phone lines. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Do you really believe? Are you? Let me back up. Are you all in on the vaccine mandate? Do you think that this mandate is right or wrong? Will you comply? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Go ahead, Riis. Who's on the live line? Caller?
Hello.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hi, this is Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, I just wanted to say, hi, Maze, and hi, Riis. I just wanted to say that I think that this is a very dangerous, you call it a slippery slope. I call it a very intended motive. I think if we're concerned more with the spread of the virus, I think we would be more concerned about testing more so than the vaccine itself. If the vaccine is not going to control the spread of the virus, then we should be concerned about testing. We would want to make sure that the virus isn't spreading. If people are sitting down to eat a meal, we want to ensure that they're not coming in to spread it. People that are vaccinated also can spread the virus. For personal medical reasons, I myself have not been vaccinated, but I have not spread it. I have not had the virus myself. I don't come into contact with many people. I choose to make sure I protect other people. But I know several people who have been vaccinated who live very dangerously, I should say, considering the lifestyle they live because they have been vaccinated. They live very risky lifestyles, I should say.
Dang, define a risky lifestyle. What's that now? Because risky lifestyle used to mean you were sleeping with everybody. Now it means you just went outside.
They live there. They're around large groups of people. They are flying in and out. They're going different places. Some would say third world countries with less restrictions. They've been several, countries. They've been around elderly. They've been around children. They've done some things that I otherwise wouldn't do. I don't. When I go out, I may have. I double up with my mask. I don't hug I do hug the elderly, but I hug the elderly. I come from the back. I'll hug the elderly from the back. I don't necessarily come to them from the face. I kind of hug them from the back. I build up my immune system. I keep my immune system kind of built up. I don't. A lot of things I don't do to make sure that I protect other people. I do wear my N95, but I protect that N95 as well. It's a lot of things I just don't do. But that's just for me medically because I don't choose to take the risk of taking the shot and having adverse side effects from that because I have my own medical challenges that I just don't want to risk further damage to. So, right now I choose to wait and see what happens with other people, So, but at this time, I just feel like right now, it's all about overall keeping everybody safe. I think testing needs to be the concern. Right now, whether or not people are vaccinated people are spreading this virus just as well. So I think that, whether or not a person is vaccinated shouldn't be the main concern here. Okay, I get it. We want to make sure that the hospitals are not overloaded or whatever the case may be. But, that's not, the being vaccinated is not stopping the spread as we see. So I think that, once we get into vaccinated versus unvaccinated, that goes into more or less whether or not we want to control, or just know a person's status as it relates to, whether a person's comings or goings and all of that. And, that's going into just knowing a person's just health passport. And that's going in that direction anyway. Your health is on your Samsung watch or Samsung phone, your Apple Watch or Apple phone. Even with my medical condition, my doctor is even suggesting that, I move to a Samsung watch as well, so that if I get into a crisis, that my watch contacts my emergency contact list to let them know that I'm in crisis.
Okay.
So, so it's going in that direction anyway. So I think that as a whole, when we get into this whole, and I'm closing out, May. When we get into this, we're getting to dangerous territory. And I just think that we all need to ensure that our freedom and our right to move around isn't being imposed upon. We weren't created to be told, where we can go, who we can go and sit down and can't move around. And that's more my concern.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. No, let me say this. Thanks, Riis. You could end that call. Hold on. So I feel like this, right? I'm not for shaming anybody on how they feel on either side of this thing, because I feel like the people that we're supposed to be trusting, the CDC, Joe, they called up and said, like, we got to change the dates from 10 to 5 because we need more people to go back to work. So I'm not, so I feel like we got to stop. Okay. I have decided, Maze Jackson, that it's like I'm going to buy into the vaccine premise, not because of anything more than it will not limit my ability to move around at my discretion. Within the realm of all of this is all a mind control, whatever. But I'm not going to debate anybody else for their feelings. I'm going to protect me and mine. And I think the best thing that I heard thus far is, as for me and mine, that's what I'm on. Go to the next call, Riis. Who's on the live line? Caller, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Because I also want to talk about testing, because she talked about testing, and I want to talk about my experience with testing. Riis, go ahead. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Hello? Caller? You got a name up there, caller?
James.
James? Is it James Big Slim Davis? I know that's probably Big Slim.
Yes. Hello.
Look, I told you. I knew who it was. What's up, Big Slim? I'm going to accept you on Facebook. Give me a minute.
Okay. You got my text there. Okay, Maze, you know what I'm calling about? Okay, listen to me, Maze. I have two nieces. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Yes,
Okay, I have a niece that works at Christ Hospital. She's been there 14 years. I also have a niece that works at UIC. Both of them, I conversate with them often, especially since the pandemic. I have really been, calling them and asking them about what's going on. But you know what they tell me? Especially my niece that works at works at Christ, and she gets frustrated about it, how she said how the media is manipulating the public about what's really going on. She all the time. We just had this conversation last week. She says that 80% of the sick people that's coming in the hospital and the ones that are dying are fully vaccinated. My niece that works at the UIC says the same thing, and she tells us that they are not supposed to discuss, what I guess the medical what's going on in the hospital. They're not supposed to discuss it. But this is what both of them is telling me the same thing, and the media make it seem like it's the unvaccinated that's spreading this, and she's like, no, it's the vaccinated people that's spreading this. It's the vaccinated people that's getting sick. She's seeing every day, all day.
Okay. Thank you, James.
God's honest truth.
Let me say this. Thank you. So I say this. Everybody has their story, right? Like, I feel like this goes to the Ruthie thing where it's like, you can make the data prove that you want it to prove. You can make it disprove if you don't want it to prove. I'm telling you that me, Maze Jackson personally, belief in the vaccine or not, I will tell you that it was much less this time. I was not, last time I was fearful that I was going to die. This time I wasn't as fearful that I was going to die. I don't disagree that there is some government sense of trying to make this all make sense in a way. What I have accepted in the space is that for me, Maze Jackson, and my family, I don't necessarily want the restrictions that come with not being vaccinated. And I feel like they're going to continually increase the penalties over the course of time and limit your access and box in. That's it. But I don't disagree with anybody who wants to share their opinion or has their right to their opinion for what works for them. Now, what I do know is that in countries all across the world, they're trying to get what we got. And we holding out to give it to our own people. So I don't know how all that works, but I'm just telling you. And, I was thinking about, like, when I went to go get the vaccine passport, you know how all of those things go in your mind. And it's like they're going to have you registered in the Klan registry. And next thing you know, you're going to wind up and they're going to have you. Can I tell you what? Cuz it was already there. Like, this didn't take this, like, Riis, I ain't going to lie. When I saw them writing down the thing, I was like, how they going to know? Riis, they know. Riis, they know. Like, and it didn't just pop up the shots that I took for this. It popped up all the shots I took. So it's like I try to explain to people about government. It affects you from the womb to the tomb. Like, you got to have a birth certificate to get in here and a death certificate to get out, and they're touching you in every other space that you've gotten. You could be, you bite it, you could be all the stuff you want to say. But let me just tell you, just because you don't have access to your records, don't mean that somebody else don't. How long did it take you to put it in there, Tennille? 3 minutes? I don't think it was a 3-minute process. They said, what's your favorite dog? What's your favorite blah, blah, blah? And the next thing you know, it was like, bing, 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 bing. Take your barcode. And then Apple sent me a note and said, hey, you want to put this in your wallet? And my premise is, whether I knew it was there waiting. I just didn't go get it. Riis, but can I tell you? I gotta tell y'all that my experience with COVID this go-round shows me why Black people die at a higher rate. You have an Android? They said they was like, it'll take an extra 15 minutes for the Android. Riis, I personally experienced COVID disparity the same day I got off of my quarantine. So, Riis, I went to go get boosted on the south side of Chicago. I went to go get a PCR test and to get boosted on the south side of Chicago. I got up. I had an appointment. I was scheduled. I got up. I went early in the morning. I was the second person in the line to get a PCR test to determine if I was going to be a spreader of this disease, this virus that is running rampant through our community. As I waited in line to get the test, I watched as black person after black person was turned away, rejected from the opportunity to even get tested. Riis, as I was rejected. Now, mind you, Riis, I got rejected from the ability to get a test that I had scheduled to, for whatever reason, protect our community from spreading this virus. And in the middle of my own black neighborhood, I was turned away. With an attitude, but I'm going to let that part of it go away. As I was sitting in the parking lot contemplating where I would go, Riis, I drove through the south side and I saw testing locations pop-ups all over our neighborhood. And I saw lines of black people standing out in front of them. Riis, some of these were old abandoned stores that had been converted into testing locations. Some of them, Riis, were or sat on the edge of the community of Beverly, and it's a half of a shipping container with sitting on crates, or what do you call it, pallets, that they tell people walk up to get free testing. I'm not going to say I'm ashamed. I was driving down 87th yesterday, 3 days ago, and I saw lines of black people standing, and there was a car with a free COVID testing banner draped on it on 87th Street, and there were black people lined up in both directions down the street trying to get a COVID test at some location that couldn't have possibly been sanitary. And I said to myself, this is the testing, these are the facilities, this is where you're telling people to go? Riis, and I said to myself, I'm not going there. There's no way possible. I was thinking about when I took the COVID test at home and we wiped down everything with alcohol and made sure that it was sanitary and everything. And I'm looking at people standing outside that ain't got no hand coverings, that ain't doing nothing. And people are just, and it's like, because we're at a desperate state and we're trying to find out, it's just people out there just taking tests, sticking your stuff and swabbing and getting, and it was like, I was saying to myself, is this real? This looks like a third world country. Riis. And so we're so desperate to get people out there testing that everybody is now, the testing is now the new hustle. It's like you can get a contract to go out and test people. Now, let me say this. I want to thank everybody from WBGX 1570 AM for tuning in. Y'all check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, because this conversation is going to continue. And we're going to talk about the things that we have to looking forward to. But Riis, literally, brother, I drove down 87th Street, and I'm standing outside, and I see these brothers. I mean, you can't even see the whole banner, but it's a dip down banner that says free COVID testing. And black folks who you could tell are concerned about whether they got it, they don't know what they got, are standing in these lines in these places that you would, if you saw them in a third world country, you would be like, this is crazy. It's like I was looking at what it looked like when I used to see those stories of shanty towns and villages and black people lined up. And Riis, can I tell you what? I said I'm not doing it. Hey, Riis, same day, I was on 87th Street. I drove to 800 South on Wabash. I ain't going to tell you the exact address. And within 7 minutes, Riis, I had checked into one of the cleanest facilities gotten a PCR test, a booster, and was back in my car talking to my boy who was waiting in line for the next location in the hood. And I said, this is literally the tale of two cities. There was no line. There was no wait. They was like, you know somebody else? Tell them to come by. And here we are struggling and people standing outside of cars taking tests. And I'm saying to myself, this can't possibly be sanitary. This can't possibly be right. And I thought about the fact that just this time last year, they built a temporary hospital that they took down after only having 2 patients. And here we are back again in this same space. And remember when I told you about, look at what they invested the resources in? Our facilities could have been better prepared to handle this. But you know what we did? You know what we was doing while this was happening, Riis? Getting $10 million worth of fireworks downtown. Yo, what is it? I feel like they are pushing and promoting. I honestly could not believe that this was the same city. I could not believe. Have you seen these trailers? Have you seen these people just popping up doing swabs now? They not Riis. They take you and then tell you stand in line and they read out whether you straight or not. Mr. Jackson, you got COVID. Mr. Jackson, you don't. In a line. Our health has become a hustle. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, and it's like I understand why people would be. Can I tell you why there's vaccine hesitancy in the city, in the black neighborhood? Beyond the fact that they ship less vaccine there. Because, Riis, you look at these places, you like, I'm not going in there. Riis, I was like, I'm not going in there. I felt like if I walked in there, I was going to get COVID. And it's like black people be like, look, man. And I could not believe, Riis, within 7 minutes, let me tell you, it took me longer to park than it did to, while we got lines all down the street, it's white people like, do. Hey, Mr. Jackson. And with that little piece of paper that I was like, they ain't gonna know my stuff. Within 5 days, I had it, and now I got this vaccine card, and they got all my information up there. I understand why there's vaccine hesitancy right now. If you are south of 47th Street, if you are west of Western, there's no doubt that there is vaccine hesitancy because the facilities that they telling you to go in, your mama wouldn't go in. Would tell you. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, who you got in there? Did you find me some good motivational music for this next go-round? Who they say? Who we put in there? What we got? We got something good for this break? Is that James Cleveland? Is it his version? No, you got to find Reverend James Cleveland, brother. Yeah. I don't feel no waste time. Oh, Lord. Or you could do Grateful. Just put Grateful in there. Why don't you pull Grateful in? Because that ain't it. That's the So look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show, but I gotta tell you, I understand why there is vaccine hesitancy. Because the vaccines that, if you look at that situation and you look at what you see in the black neighborhood and what you see in the white neighborhood, you be like, that ain't right. That ain't the same difference. That ain't the same thing. And so we got to do right by our people. That's not it. So look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson show. I am really concerned about, let me tell you, I am vaccinated. I'm vaccinated, got the boost, and I done signed up for the card. Right? I done got the electronic version. So I'm not here to shame you. But what I am saying is that we have to do a better job. Grateful? Huh?
You say James Cleveland grateful?
No, not James Cleveland grateful. Do Andre Crouch grateful. The grateful, the song. We changed from James Cleveland when that wasn't the right one. So, all right, so look, y'all. I'm just telling you, when you look at the difference of what you're seeing and how we're, like, I'm just telling you, you don't see any. I drove north. I didn't see nothing that looked like that. I did it. And I feel like we got to look and see who are these people that have the contracts to do this. Because in my estimation, it's part of the reason that people aren't going there. Now, let me tell you, and I'm not talking about pop-up events where the city is trying to have a press conference, right? I'm talking about the day-to-day operations, the day-to-day COVID outreach that's happening in our community is not encouraging people to take that shot. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
Be grateful. Be grateful. Because there's someone else that's worse off than you. Be grateful. Be grateful. Because there's someone else that loves to be in your shoes. Be grateful. My God saved me. Never forsake you. Be grateful. He was
You are tuned in to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I don't know what's going on today. But this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, doing my thing. We are back in the building. It is the 8 o'clock hour, and so I want to thank you all for tuning in. We got any other calls on the line? All right, so I'm going to move on, but I do think that it is important that we this I saw there is vaccine hesitancy, and there has been vaccine hesitancy. I think sometimes we got to take a common sense approach to things. If the goal of the government is if you know that the people that are the least likely to get vaccinated are black, why would you continue to offer them substandard services or substandard people who then only reiterate why you would be hesitant? Yes, vaccine hesitancy did begin before the pop-ups. But if you've now reached a point of super saturation, then what you have to do is go above and beyond to get people to come into those facilities if your goal is to get them vaccinated. Now, if your goal is to keep them from getting vaccinated, then you do everything that reiterates everything that they believe about the inequity that we saw. But please, do not make excuses for the, like, I would challenge you to drive through the black community and see who is doing pop-up vaccinations. I would challenge you to drive to the facilities in black neighborhoods and see what the pop-up facilities look like. And then before you tell me what you had the great, because somebody was the mayor was having a pop-up event, and so everybody's attention is there, and the marketing and promotions teams, because they're having these events that are high profile, that they're taking pictures. Go see what the everyday black person who ain't going to one of those places is asked to go take their test. And then you say you'll understand why. And don't tell me that a storefront on the north side is different than a storefront on the south side. What white people are willing to accept is different than what black people are willing to accept. Now, drive through. I bet you don't see drive up north, and I want y'all to take a picture and see how many cars got pop-up COVID testing right here. Don't play yourself. It's like we look to excuse the difference. No, damn it. If somebody got the contract to distribute and to do pop-ups in the black neighborhood, then they got to go above and beyond. When you work at a company, like, let me give you an example. The models that get paid to do sampling and tasting at Benny's get paid less than the women that get paid that go in to do sampling and tastings in the hood. Why? Because you have to go above and beyond. Stop selling yourself short. Stop saying that that's okay. That's not okay. And if you're trying to win people to get them to go, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go to the nicer place. That's why people go downtown. People are not crazy. All right. Whew. Now, before we move on, as we move on, because I want to go into some good stuff this hour, I want to talk about the things that we are going to look forward to in 2022. I'm going to tell you that probably one of the things that we talked about last year was the creation of the Black People First Party. And we are now officially in 2022. And we are moving forward with the campaign. Now, what is the Black People First campaign? It is a program that will be produced by the What's in It for the Black People PAC. It is a campaign. It is the physical embodiment of our Black political self-interests. In 2019, in 2020, in 2021, I think I got kind of all over the place. And I think we need to bring it back home. I think that the country, but the city, the county, and the state are in a unique position. And so what we like to do in 2022, look at that. What we like to do in 2022 is build the biggest and most powerful black political organization in Chicago, Cook County, and eventually Illinois. And it starts very simply by hosting a series of approximately 30 town hall meetings. Actually, 30 town hall meetings in all of the black wards and townships in Cook County. What does that mean? It means that we are looking for volunteers, and I will give you a list of the wards and townships that we started this last year, where we need 30 people, a minimum of 30 people, to volunteer to host the What's in It for the Black People First campaign to your town, your community, your ward, or your township. What we will do is have a 2-hour meeting that will include music, refreshments, a conversation about organization, and next steps. We need 30 people. I will give you the wards and townships. After that, essentially each meeting will, the volunteer who decides to host the meeting or volunteers will be responsible for identifying and inviting a minimum of 20 people to your meeting. Those 20 people will begin the basis of your organization, right? Out of that, each one of your organizations will elect a local leader, a local spokesperson. You all will be able to organize. But the first part is to have an operating and functioning political operation in every black ward and township in the city, county, and state. Now, some of you are going to say, Maze, why are you doing this? Some people right now are going to say there's going to be black political operatives right now that are going to be running back to the governor, going to be running back to the speaker, going to be running back to people saying Maze is trying to work for the Republicans. No. Some people are going to say Maze is trying to work for the Democrats. No. What Maze is trying to do is finally say, look, y'all, recognizing that the Democratic Party has not represented our political interests for some number of years, nor has the Republican Party, we are going to take the responsibility of organizing our votes and our wards. I would argue with you that if we organize 20 people in every ward or township within the realm of a month, we will be the strongest political organization in the city of Chicago, in the state of Illinois. Now, you may laugh at that, but I would encourage you to look at what Bill Dawson was able to do. If you look at what Willie Wilson was able to do, if you look at what T.O. Hardeman was able to do, what you realize is that black folks actually want to be represented politically. But I would argue for you that there is no place for a black man or woman who wants to be unapologetic about our self-interest. There is no place for them to go. Think about it. If you are black and you want to be in a political organization, you essentially have to go somewhere where you are going to bow down, where they will tell you that they will not fight for your best interest of black folks, that you have to be convinced that you have to do what's best for everybody, even if you come up last. So where does the black community go Where do the black people that want to be politically active go if they want to change the face of politics? Let me tell y'all something. They are about to pay up to $7, $10 per signature to get on the ballot. Some people are telling me that J.B. Pritzker is going to pay up to $10 per signature to get on the ballot. It tells me that there is no operation. There are only people that are paid mercenaries. There are no people that are really working for their self-interests. So I'm going to ask, are you interested in organizing your neighborhood for your self-interests? Would you volunteer to have a community meeting where you would have the What's in It for the Black People crew come and help you organize your community? See, right now, our voices are muted politically. Think about the gravity of the chairman of the Democratic Party saying that she, as a black woman, said that she would. Let me back up. I'm going to back up out of that. I'm going to ask you, when is the last time you as a black person felt that the people that elected you spoke on your behalf? Where does the black person that wants their voice heard go politically? There is no place where black people's political interests are put first. And so we have to make it. We have to make it. Now, what you're seeing right now is people are traveling, these politicians are going to these community meetings, and they're going and they're being applauded and they're being celebrated by people that have already cut a deal with them for their self-interest. But where do black people fit in that? Let me ask you, what black politician is going to ask J.B. Pritzker what's in it for the black people? What black politician is now asking J.B. Pritzker what happened to cannabis? See how at the time when we have our most leverage, everybody's being quiet. Because now we've all got to organize. And why do we all got to be quiet and why do we all got to organize? Because what happened? Oh, because now the Republicans are putting a black candidate up for governor? Well, can I tell you, that don't impress me. Because who were the black people in the room when they picked this black dude? Right? It's like we're not gonna get played by so think about this right now. So we potentially have a black Republican man running for governor against a white guy who played us bogus. But what do we get from the black guy? The white guys think that they're clever, but remember when I told you about when you go to those white Republican meetings, there's really nobody black in the space that's talking for black people. And if you got a multi-billionaire, my question is, who's going to put the questions in front of them? So now think about a matchup between J.B. Pritzker and Richard Irvin, and the only people that ask questions is ABC, CBS, and NBC. Well, I got real questions that they ain't never going to ask. So how do we take control of our interests? By organizing our own selves. So right now, and for the rest of this week, we're going to be, by tomorrow, I'll have a list of the wards and townships and where we need. But if you are willing to organize for black people first in your neighborhood, in your township, in your community, please identify yourself. Now, you can inbox me. You can reach out to Brother Devin. You can come to the next What's in It for the Black People meeting. But we are looking for a minimum of 30 people to organize 20 people in their ward or township, because we can have the biggest black political organization in Cook County before the end of the month. And can I tell y'all something? Just think about this. Right now, we're going into campaign mode where we should be holding people accountable, and they're passing out millions of dollars in grants so that nobody will ask about cannabis, so that nobody will ask about what happened. And if we're going to talk to this new guy, what's he going to do to fix the difference? But again, if there is no black operation, if everybody black is Democrat before they're black, then who makes the decision? Who is the black person that was in the room when the white boys picked the black dude to be the Republican nominee? Who were those people? And who are the black people in the room that have to answer what happened to black people over these last 4 years? Now, we've trusted our existence to these people for the last 40 years, and it hasn't worked. I just asked you at the beginning, is Chicago different? Yeah, Cook County is different. We don't fit anywhere in it. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. You ain't got no song. Let's come with let me see, Riis. You know what? I'm thinking what we got? What y'all feel like y'all want to hear? You want to hear some let's do Sounds of Blackness. And let's do Sounds of Blackness, and let's do Optimistic. I think that can give us some positivity in this space. Go ahead.
Blackness. Keep on. Never say die. Keep on. Blackness. Keep on. Never say die. Keep on. Blackness. Never say die. Never say die. Keep on. Never say die.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I had to kill that one. You got to take that one out. Facebook was like, oh, nah, y'all not finna be around here optimistic around here planning. So we're going to take that down. Just kill it. Kill it all the way. Just knock it out. Yeah, because they sent a direct message like, hey, that song optimistic. They just sent me a direct message to the screen that said, yo, if you don't stop, we're going to shut you down. So I'm like, all right, we're going to let optimistic ride out. But I'm going to tell you, please find I'll Be Praying For You by Andre Crouch for Constance Foster, too. Look for that, Riis, and let me know when you got it. Look, y'all. I'm also optimistic about the Billboard campaign. So this is going to go along with our Black People First Party. So last year, I promised the What's in It for the Black People at our last meeting that we were going to identify billboard locations. And so essentially what we want to do is we've identified the key billboards throughout the Black community, and we are going to start putting up What's in It for the Black People First billboards in the proximity of our local elected officials so that they can no longer ignore our message. You know, I think one of the things that happens oftentimes is people be like, oh, that Maze is crazy, or that What's in It for the Black People is crazy, and they try to marginalize and minimize us. And so the other part that we do, remember we had our, right before we went on break, we had our telethon where we raised almost $15,000 to my What's in It for the Black People crew. We do actually have the billboard cost and pricing as well, so I will forward that out. But this quarter, we'll also be putting our billboards up around the city, making sure that people are not able to ignore the question, what's in it for the Black people? See, like, I feel like right now, this is that time when the Democrats all say, Black people, we got to get together because they're going to be having white folks coming and they're going to be like, sell out this and sell out, and we got to all stand together and we all got to be unified. And I think we've learned our lesson. I think we learned our lesson with Joe Biden. And so I'm asking you to participate in your own liberation, in your own political liberation. Riis, you said we got calls. Let's go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's on your mind? Hello?
Good morning, Maze. This is Rosita. Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Rosita Shatanda, you done changed your name up on Facebook. I be like, I couldn't remember. I realize it's Shoshana Teachers now.
Yes, temporarily.
Okay.
So, look, I'm reaching out to you because we've been doing a political organizing platform, 25, 25, 25. And we're working with Cassandra Goodrum, who's running with Bobby Rush. But we started this about 6 years ago, and we had people organizing around the idea that there are 25 people in 25 locations and simultaneously doing these workshops. We have a platform for it. We've already written it up, and we do train. So I just wanted to offer that. Your friend Brian Mullins is involved in that as well. So we're just, we want to offer our services. We have it up and going already, and it really works like a charm. So we're hoping we can organize politically in our community. We wake up our people and get them going. So I just thought I would call in and say that.
Well, let me say this, Rosita. We don't have to recreate the wheel. Let's figure out how we can collaborate on making sure that it's rolling, right? And so I'd love to sit down. I know Brian has been inboxing me. Tell that Brian we got some business we got to settle first. But I am all about building this year, right? And I think that we're all trying to, if it's about putting Black self-interest first, I'm all about building it. Yes, people have been saying Black men unite. It's a lot of people out here working. So I don't want to minimize any of the work that anybody is talking about that they're doing. And if you've already got something and we can collaborate and come to your community and you're willing to host us there so we can kind of combine our platforms, I'm open to all of that. But we will be organizing every black community. I don't believe that any of our elected officials in the black community should be able to host cheerleader sessions anymore. Right? Like, I feel like we have these events and these people get together and they have a cheerleading session. And they say, oh, we all got to be Democrat, and we got to ignore what has happened to us over the last 10, 20 years. Like, I'm going to just say, let's the last 10 years. Like, seriously, how does any black elected official bring JB to the forefront without addressing the cannabis issue? Right? Without addressing the gaming issue, without addressing the inequity. And I'm just telling you, because right now they are around here passing out cannabis money and as like lollipops to get everybody to be quiet. But I just don't think that it, and it's not, I'm not an advocate of going and busting up people's meetings, but I don't think that everybody should be smiling at every one of these community events that the governor or any of these people show up at, considering the state of black affairs. So let me just say this, Rosita, I'm happy to sit down with you and Brian and y'all group already to figure out how we can collaborate, but we're going to have these town halls. So let me tell you, let's reach back. Let's reach out and let's talk this week, okay? And I'm happy to come to y'all too. I'm happy to come to y'all too. All right. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I don't got to blame nobody. We don't got to blame no incumbents. Don't blame nobody. Let's just show up now, right? Like, okay, so you got a different set of people asking the questions. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody else on that line? All right. Well, hey, man, and can I say this? I'm not here to tell anybody what their mission is, right? Big Ty, you a bust them up type of dude. But I think once we break it up, we got to have something to catch the pieces. See, I'm going to tell you that I want to go to a place where a black man can feel free to stand up and not be. Did y'all see that thing where Jay said he ain't coming in no more rooms where he got to lower his voice or he got to put his eyes down or he got, like, I just want a place where black people who are concerned about black people don't got to whisper, don't got to be worried about somebody else. Let everybody that want to be unified and be progressive do all of that. But where's the place for the black folks that want to just be about black self-interest? Right? We don't gotta this, and let me be clear, because let me tell you how they're going to play this. So, in spite of the fact that nobody has delivered for black people, Democrat or Republican, today, right now, there are Democratic operatives now running to the Speaker of the House, running to the governor, saying, ooh, Mays is working for the Republicans. No, be clear. Mays is working for black self-interest. And when we have ours confused with everybody else's, that's when we get lost. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, I don't know if you remember, before we left, we had the owners of O Block on the station. They want to come back because we didn't finish the conversation. But did I mention to you, do you recall? I want to make sure that we're all clear that we already have a $1 million small investment commitment. Now, a lot of people are saying they already had that. I was not aware of any investment opportunities in any casinos. Riis, when I went to go meet with them on the roof of Corey Brooks, because remember, we was going off on the O Block and the cleanliness. Like, housing is to the housing advocates, and I'm here to support any of my housing advocates. The boss on housing for me is Tamiko Hope. But you know I'm going to turn around and look for the economic opportunity. Riis, and so while Related Midwest has been offering apparently small investment opportunities, they gave a $1 million small investment opportunity to the What's in It for the Black People family. to the listeners of this show. So if you, Reese, had $10,000, hell yeah, they read our comments. They was reading them while we were sitting here, and they was reading them afterwards, which is why they want to come back. So I told you, I'm not the, you know what I'm looking for. I'm not the vow of poverty dude. And so when I saw there was an opportunity, and can I tell you, they brought me up into the room, and they was basically like, Mace, yo, what you want to do? Remember how I told y'all I'm not going to go into the room and cut the deal for me without trying to bring something back to the people? So we are going to be looking for those people that are interested in small dollar investments from $10,000 to $20,000, your opportunity to invest in the potential of the casino. Now, let me tell you, if it's my druthers, I want to go cut the same deal with everybody. But you notice Bally's didn't come to us. Bally's didn't want, like, you got to pay attention to who came to talk to what's in it for the Black People Media. Now, I can't, Reese, I can't vouch on the space of housing, right? Can I be clear? That's not me. I don't come from that. So I'm not going to get in the way of anybody that's dealing with the housing component. But what I am going to do is not be played foolishly to have my pain and suffering leveraged against us to cut us out of an opportunity. So, for those of you that are interested, and let me be clear, I am not the only person that has an opportunity. Okay? So there are other groups that this opportunity has been offered to. They also have it. But for the people in the What's in It for the Black people, we are looking for to fill $1 million worth of investment space. Now, if we fill that million, people say that ain't enough. Well, I tell you, Reese, you ever had everybody agree to do something? And then when it's time, and everybody like, I got my 10,000, I got my 10,000, I got my 10,000. Then when it's time to get $10,000, everybody be like, oh, well, can I get a week?
All the time. I just did it for Christmas.
See? Everybody say they're going to go in.
Yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and bring you that. Oh, you know what, man, listen, I had to.
So, we're going to fill this first million. And then, if we can get more, then we'll go after some more. But I got to say, can I tell y'all that not the pain and suffering, but the fight that went into cannabis is what powered these white boys to step up and be volunteering. Can I tell you, Reese? I'm not a construction guy. So I ain't gonna build no buildings. So it ain't no opportunity for me to build no building. But what I can do is come up with some dough to be able to invest. And so my job in this space is to create that opportunity. And so I'm looking forward to it. So those of you that are interested in investing in that, I will have the paperwork and the rules this week, and then we'll share it. First come, first serve. Uh-oh, I'm getting in trouble, y'all. Yeah. Reese, you investing in the casino? Dog, you put up a couple. I'll back you up a little bit.
How much I need? You know I ain't got it.
Huh?
How much I need?
Oh, you probably got it though. I forgot. You started 10.
Started 10.
You started 10, and then you go up from 10. So man, I'm just saying. Here's my thing. If I could show you how to make your money, usually the return on investment is anywhere between 6 to 10 times. So whatever you put in, no guarantee. Let me just be clear though. You could lose it all. You could lose it all. So if this is money that you need back tomorrow, don't even step up. If you're going to be talking about in a year, I put up 10,000, where my 10 at? This is probably not for you. No shade. But for those of you that are looking for investment opportunities, my goal is to continue to turn over opportunities. Okay? Y'all cool with that? Because I'm looking forward to that opportunity. Oh, and then finally, Riis, I'm gonna probably, okay, so this is not to get me in trouble, and this is to be honest with you all. I cannot tell you how many phone calls and how many people have reached out to me in regards to running for Cook County Board President. And I gotta be honest with you and say that I, as flattered as I am by the encouragement, I will not be running for Cook County Board President. It would be selfish and presumptive of me to do such. Now, let me just tell you. I was, after watching the Democratic slating process, and what I felt was completely another example of our party not doing right by us, and particularly because I took what happened to my wife personally, and this is the business, this is business. When I see my own people get into a fight, Riis, I'm not the type that's going to watch. I'm not the type that's going to mind my own business. If my people in it, I'm in it. And when I felt that there was an injustice done and I watched the person do the injustice to my family, my friend, I personally reacted and responded. But let me be clear. Carrie K. Steele does not need Maze Jackson to defend her record, her political career. She has whooped ass every time she's been involved, and she is the toughest fighter, and she don't need me to fight her battles. So I am respectfully sitting my ass down, because really what I was reacting to was the tone deafness of the Democratic Party when it comes to what is happening to black people. And so the better fight is to build the organization that truly represents the interests of black folks and black people. And so when you hear me talk about the Black People First campaign, that is what I will be focusing my political energy and effort for 2023. You heard me. 2022, we're building an apparatus so that in 2023, we can not just talk about it, be about it. So this is what needs to happen right now. What needs to happen is we have to build our own political muscles. And I am dedicating this next year to our political empowerment. to be able to be in a position where we don't have to, our candidates do not have to ask, what does everybody else think before they can represent our interests? I'm going to tell you. Shout out to Al Kendall. Can I tell y'all, sometimes I wish people would just let me be. But, you know, he sent me a Happy New Year text. And, you know, that's Tony Preckwinkle's top political operative. And, you know, I used to get, you know, the white boys during the Ken Duncan campaign used to send little texts and do things to taunt people, to taunt me, to set me off. And I've decided that I'm not going to react by lashing out. I'm going to be honest. So every time you send me a text, we're going to talk about it. But I'm just going to work that much harder. So, and let me just tell y'all, my phone has been ringing. There are white guys and white millionaires and people who are like imagining all types of scenarios, how they could use me and my candidacy to carve or to win or to whatever. And I'm not, let's be clear, I'm not running from the race. What I am doing, my goal is to build a political apparatus that allows us to stand black candidates up without fear. And see, what I watched and what I'm watching right now is that if you want to be down with anybody else, you gotta kiss somebody else's ring. You gotta take on their fears. You gotta So I will gracefully step aside. I will ask you all that beginning next week on January 13th, we begin the circulation process of petitions. It is the first stepping stone. It is the first stepping stone in us proving our political strength and our political power. So look, I'm going to need you. If you are able and ready and willing, we have to build our political muscles back. I don't want, I'd like to create a place where young black men, young black women who want to be involved in the political process can truly represent our self-interest. But for that to happen, we got to have an infrastructure. We got to have a backbone. So, if you are interested in black people first, we ain't against nobody. But if you are tired of always having your voice muted for someone else, then be with us as we organize these 30 town hall meetings and build our political organizations in our own wards. Because it's a lot of people that are speaking, but I don't know who they speaking for. Why they claim that they represent black folks. So look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm looking for relationships and building and cross-pollinating and meeting with everybody. If you got an organization and you want to host us and you got 20 people already, let us come talk. Let's talk about how this alliance works. Shout out to all the people that have made this happen. Thank y'all for coming back today and being with us. And I'm just telling y'all, it's crazy. Because YouTube, I see y'all done snuck off of Facebook so y'all could be collaborating. Yeah, we coming to Thornton Township too. Rich Township. I need somebody to organize the 34th ward, even though it ain't gonna be here much longer. But I'm gonna give y'all a list of. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Hey y'all, I appreciate y'all being with us. We're gonna be back tomorrow. I think Ruthie Moore will be here with us. And let me tell y'all, we got a lot going on this year. Don't try, Katie. Do. Katie, you could do it at the Ashburn Library. Give me 20 people. Y'all get together. We coming. Riis, you all right back there? You straight, man? You been having a tough day, dog. I've been noticing. We're going to have to, let me do this. We're going to land the soul plane. Let's get the soul plane. Let's bring it back, and then let's close it back out with, let's give Constance her song. We're going to let Constance close us out. Look, y'all, but we are organizing starting today. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, and I want 34, I got to give y'all a list of the black folks that, I got to give y'all a list of the black people that are not. Anyway, I'm going to give y'all a list. There's a lot going on. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Roos the Ruler, where every day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, all right, this one is for Constance Foster. Andre Crouch, Riis, pay attention, though. If I tell you they got to cut it off, we got to cut it off. It's the Maze Jackson Show, y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We out of here. Peace.
Thinking of you, though we're far apart, you're in my heart, and there you'll always stay till we meet again someday. I'll be thinking of you.
I'll be praying for you, yes, I'll be praying for you. Praying all your hopes and dreams that they will come true. And should there be some rain, I know the sun will shine again, 'cause I'll be praying for you. Ooh, 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 ooh.